Welcome to Ride or Rot. I'm going to go through the top things to keep in mind when you're purchasing your next motorcycle. I was a Harley Davidson sales manager for quite a few years, and I've helped hundreds of people out getting on the right bike the first time, which is a very important thing. So without further ado, let's dig into it. So number one, this is a very important thing and a lot of people don't understand. Every motorcycle, whether family-wise, soft-tail touring, things like that, these are all built for different purposes. You know, I've seen a lot of people come in, buy a big bike, and they don't decide to go on long trips, and the next thing you know, they don't want the bike anymore. So understand the different models. Go to the Harley Davidson Motor Company website. They have everything listed down by family, so Grand American Touring, soft-tails, and things like that. And you can go through each model and each bike and look at all the stats on it. So we're talking seat height to torque to whatever, weight and things like that. Go through, do your research, kind of have an idea what you're looking at before you go into that dealership to look at the next bike you want to purchase. So look into the families and know what you're looking for. The next part, it's gonna be your style. Yes, you gotta get a bike that looks cool to you, that you're gonna feel cool on. Now I know that might sound funny, but it's true. You pull up the bike night on your bike that you're very proud of, and that's a very important thing. So get a bike that fits your style. Don't get a bike and settle for a bike just because of budget or whatnot. So get the bike that you're gonna be comfortable pulling up on bike night on and looking cool on, because it matters. It does, I promise. Now, this is a big one. This is something that might be controversial, and I might get some words spoken back at me for saying this. Don't buy off of emotion. I'm saying this because I was a Harley Davidson sales manager, and I know what it's like to buy off emotions because I do the same thing. If I go into a place and I'm having a great time and I'm so excited, those emotions are gonna influence me to do something. Now, I'm not saying that I've seen it, 45, 50-year-old men work their whole lives to buy a Harley Davidson. They walk into those doors and they're so excited and the adrenaline's going, and that is a very important thing because you know what, you deserve that. And one of the things I missed the most about doing what I used to do was the emotion behind it, and that was, you know, seeing the tears fall down people's faces because they were so excited they finally got to do it. You know, shaking the hands in the delivery bay to that 17-year-old kid, the dad just helped him buy a Harley. Like, it's so cool because there's gonna be a lot of memories to be made from that motorcycle. So I'm not saying don't buy off of emotion, but keep in mind of real life situations, okay? So we're talking budget, we're talking insurance, we're talking maintenance and things like that. Hey guys, I wanna thank you for watching this video. If you could, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. The more love I can get, the more content I can push out for you guys. Now back to the video. And that brings us to the next one. And we're looking at new versus used. So there's a difference. You can go out and buy a $4,500 04 Ultra Classic with 75,000 miles on it, okay? Yes, you are getting it cheap. Maybe it is running good that day. And you know what? I've owned bikes with a lot of miles on it, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, keep in mind of what maintenance will be on that bike. 75,000 mile bike is gonna have a lot more maintenance than a bike with 10,000 miles on it. It's just common sense. So keep in mind, yes, maybe that bike is cheaper, maybe that payment's $200 less a month, but at the end of the day, when you have to throw maintenance into it every single month, because I've seen it a lot, that $200 payment you save money on could end up being a $450 payment that next month. You just never know. So get a bike that makes sense when it comes down to maintenance, and having a bike that you know is going to handle and do what it needs to do for you. When you're looking at a newer bike, keep in mind of warranties. Yes, I know. I surround myself with the folks that cancel that warranty the first day they buy that bike. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm the guy that I want to keep some sort of a warranty. If something were to happen, I've seen people out thousands and thousands of dollars because they decided, hey, I don't want to spend an extra $20 a month on this warranty. I've had phone calls. Hey man, my motor just took crap on me. Did I get that warranty? And look it up in the computer. Oh man, you passed it up. They're out thousands of dollars. So think what's important to you, okay? Get a bike that makes sense when it comes to warranties. If you get the warranty or not, it's up to you, but I would always suggest get the warranty. Now, once you find the bike that fits your riding style, you know, everything's good, you love the bike, numbers look good, keep in mind of interest rates. Be open to the interest rates the dealership's giving you. Now, I always tell people, even when I was at the dealership, compare rates. If you go to your bank you know, and they have a better interest rate, then go with that interest rate. Go with that bank and do your thing. You know, the dealership's there to obviously sell the motorcycle, but my goal when I was a sales manager was to sell the motorcycle. You know, if the bank sells that money, the bank sells that money, you know? So what I always recommend is before you go to the dealership, go to your local bank, go to the banks that you deal with, see what the interest rates are at that time for buying a motorcycle. Keep in mind this too. Motorcycle is a power sport, you know, those interest rates are going to be higher than a auto loan. I always seen people, well, my bank will give me a blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you pull it up and that's for an auto loan. You know, power sport loan, a little bit different. Some banks, the same thing, but always check with your bank to see first before you go into the dealership, because at the end of the day, buying that motorcycle, that's in your hands. You got to do what makes sense to you. And one of the other most important parts is safety. Get a bike that fits you safely, okay? So if you're a newer rider, it might not be the smartest thing to go out and buy an 850-pound bagger. Yeah, I've seen it happen, and I've seen people perfectly fine on it. I've seen it go the other way around too. So always, always, always get a bike that's gonna feel safe to you and ride safe to you. If you've never rode before, go through a riding academy. I always suggest the Harley Davidson Riding Academy. Ours was awesome. You know, it's a smaller class. It's not a bunch of students stuffed in there. Their goal is to work one-on-one with you. Having the smaller class to actually teach you the right fundamentals of riding rather than, you know, pushing a whole crowd through to try to get their numbers and sign off on a piece of paper. So do it the right way. And before you sign any paperwork, ride the bike. I'm telling you right now, oh my gosh, I'd see people all the time. Old guys walk in, I don't test ride, I just buy them. And that's just stupid. It's a straight up dumb thing to do. You're buying a two-wheel machine. You know, there's only two wheels underneath you when you run down the road. Get the bike that fits and is comfortable and it makes sense to you. I hated it because the guys that would say, or the ladies that would say, I don't ride them, blah, blah, blah. You know, I've heard stories after the fact of them saying, you know what, I bought the wrong bike. Test ride the motorcycle before you buy a bike. It's not like a gimmick to try to get you to buy the bike, having you test ride it. It's a legit thing. You don't go out normally and buy a vehicle, truck or car, and not test drive it before you buy it, right? It's the same exact thing with a motorcycle. Test ride the motorcycle before you buy it. And then lastly, have fun. You know, that's another thing that I miss about the dealership life at Harley Davidson was that it was fun. It was a great atmosphere. It wasn't like I was going in and buying a Toyota Corolla, you know? Have fun at the dealership, ride the bikes, talk to the guys. They know their stuff, and make sure that you make good decisions, because at the end of the day, that's your motorcycle, that's your payment. And yeah, I hope these things are gonna help you make that next decision on that motorcycle a lot easier for you. I can promise you there's a lot that goes into it, but at the end of the day, if you do your research, you set yourself up with all the stuff you need, go out and ride the bikes, you're gonna get the right one the first time. I appreciate you guys coming to hang out, ride or rot. If this is your first time at the channel, I thank you for watching this. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, and yeah, we'll catch you next time. Later, guys.